Hey Libra, welcome to your weekly forecast for July 4th through the 10th. This is for Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. I am setting the intention for the next 7 days. However, you might stumble upon this video in a few weeks from now, months from now, years from now. You're going to see it whenever you're meant to see it, whenever it's time for you to hear the messages that are in it. Keep in mind this is a general reading for the collective. Therefore, not every single message is going to resonate, and that's okay. Take what does and leave what doesn't. So without further ado, my dears and my darlings, let's see what messages are coming up for the Libra collective, Libra Sun, Libra Moon, and Libra Rising. We're going to move you all just a little bit closer, and we're going to get right on into it. So the first card that's coming up here for the Libra collective is the Judgment card. And this is a major arcana card. And so major arcana cards are going to come up anytime that we're coming into a significant new chapter, a significant crossroads or defining moment in our life. So even though I'm setting the intention here for a 7-day period of time, major arcana cards are going to be energies that are going to be around for a while. So things are happening in the next 7 days that are setting something, or that is setting something significant into motion. And the Judgment card is about decisions, big decisions, right? We're not talking about, do I want to have a cup of coffee this morning? Or do I want to, go, visit my friend. We're talking about big life decisions. So there could be certain prospects that are being presented to you. You may have certain people coming up and making certain propositions or offers. And so you may be coming into a time that you're going to have to make a decision that might feel like it's changing the course of your life, or it's changing the direction of your life. And so you kind of have to ask yourself what you want to do or how you want to go about it. Judgment card can also come up when we're answering a calling. We're doing something we're feeling called to do. Like maybe something in your gut is telling you, I need to go in this direction. And that feeling might be getting stronger. Some of you know that I relocated over the past year. And that was just a feeling that kept getting stronger and stronger and stronger until I just couldn't ignore it anymore. Now, what is the reason for it? There's a lot of reasons for it. I can see why I was led to make a geographical move or a geographical change. And so some of you, if it's a geographical change, if it's something else, this feeling that you have that this is what I need to do, or I need to go in this direction, that feeling may be getting stronger and stronger and stronger to the point where you just can't ignore it anymore. Like you're just going with it. You're just running with it. And even though this is the Judgment card and it's not the Fool card, I feel like a Fool card element to this. I feel like because you can't ignore it anymore and you're going in that direction, people might feel like you're going into it hastily, or you just jumped head first, or like you just got an idea and you ran with it. They don't know, or they don't understand that you've had this feeling for a long time, but it's just gotten to the point where you can't ignore that feeling anymore. You can't ignore that feeling of being pulled into that direction. So there may be a big change in direction, or like changing course that you're feeling led or called or guided to make. The next card that's coming up here for the Libra collective is the Six of Pentacles. Now, the Pentacle cards are often seen as cards having to do with money and finances, and they absolutely positively can be cards having to do with money and finances. But we need to keep in mind that the Pentacles are about energy. So money is a way that we measure energy that's been put out. It's a way that we put a physical connection or physical measure to time and energy. But this could be energy and not finances. In terms of finances, the Six of Pentacles is going to be that you have money put away for the future. Money continues to come in. You continue to put money away from the future for the future. But you also have money to enjoy life, to do things that you want to do. Debts are paid off. You have money to help other people when you feel moved or called or guided to do so. You have the ability to be generous towards others. And so it's like this ideal financial situation of being in the flow in this way. This can also be being generous to others, as I said, but it could also be receiving generosity from others. So some of you may be in a situation where somebody is extending a generosity to you, a kindness to you. And maybe this generosity or kindness is being extended to you because you're going to do something very important with that time, or, answering some kind of a calling, or working on very important work you're feeling called or guided to do. So maybe somebody is opening up their home to you. Maybe somebody is donating to a cause so that you can work on something. It could be maybe you're just in this crossroads, in this transition, and you're struggling right now, and you're having a hard time getting on your feet. You may be receiving some kind of kindness or generosity, and some of you may be this person for somebody else. Okay, now, outside of money and finances, the Six of Pentacles can be reciprocal energy. And so Libra, if you found yourself in situations where oftentimes you're putting in way more than other people are, that's coming to an end. That's coming to a close. And now you're calling in experiences, interactions, where you're dealing with people who are equally invested and who are bringing something to the table. You're coming out of the cycle or the pattern of, spinning your wheels upside down, or trying to herd the cats. You're not doing this anymore, right? And so now you're dealing with people who are showing up, who are contributing, who are doing their part, instead of everything being on your shoulders. So there could be reciprocal energy in this way. The next card that's coming up here for the Libra collective is the Strength card. And this is a Major Arcana card. Now, as I said, the Major Arcana cards are going to come up anytime that we're at a big shift, anytime that we're coming into a significant new chapter, things directly connected to what we came here to experience and what we came here to master. When I'm reading in my readings and I have this pattern where I have Major Arcana, non-Major Arcana, Major Arcana, that tells me that what is coming up ahead is going to be a bit roller coastery here. You may be going through a bit of a roller coaster. Not necessarily in terms of good things happening, then something terrible happening. Sometimes we have these, situations in our life where it feels like we take, one step forward and two steps back. Not in that way roller coastery, but roller coastery in terms of your emotions, your feelings, your insecurities, your confidence. 1 minute your confidence is really high. Next minute your confidence is really low. It can be a bit of an emotional and mental roller coaster. And the reason for this is the Major Arcana cards are big changes, big shifts. And the negative ego hates change. Even when the change is positive, even when the change is good. So the closer we are to a big change, the meaner and the louder the negative ego becomes. And so this is the roller coaster that some of you Libra are going to find yourself on, this negative ego roller coaster. Now be strong and embrace your vulnerabilities. The Strength card is telling us that we're coming into a time of commitment, security, allies, people who have our back, people who are showing up for us. It's a very, very powerful and successful card. Now, this can be in terms of commitment having to do with romantic relationships or marriage. Some of you could be manifesting a significant partner in this way. But the Strength card is about embracing our vulnerability and going out into the unknown. And we may feel like we're going out into this unknown quite very much alone. But it's going to be as we're out in that unknown that we're finding our allies. We're finding our protectors. We're finding those who are standing up for us and fighting for us and, you know, protecting us. And we're doing the same for them. So committed energy here. Committed energy, loyalty, protection, you know, love. These are things that you're stepping into or coming into as you're embracing vulnerability and stepping out into the unknown and discovering how much you're capable of accomplishing. Now, the Strength card is also associated with the astrological sign of Leo. Some of you could be dealing with the Leo sun, moon, rising, or Venus. That might be very significant in your life moving forward. If you have Leo placements, there could be big changes or big shifts happening for you in those houses or in those areas of your life. But overall here, the Strength card is very committed, very solid, very loyal energy. And so some of you Libras may be manifesting and calling loyalty into your life. Okay? The next card that's coming up here for Libra, no surprise here, is the Nine of Swords. So I talked about that roller coaster, that up and down, and the Nine of Swords is confirming for us that there's going to be a bit of a roller coaster. The Nine of Swords comes up when we're really worried about the future. We're very concerned about the future, and we're very concerned about how people are seeing us or viewing us. So we may feel like people are speaking negatively of us, or like we're looking bad in some kind of a way, or we're doing something selfish, or we're doing something irresponsible, or we're just like the worst person because of what we're doing with our life. It could be fears or worries about things that could go wrong. Like, you know, I'm taking these risks, or I'm taking these chances, or I'm making these decisions, but here's all of the things that might go wrong. So the Nine of Swords is a lot of worry, a lot of stress. And the Nine of Swords comes up with a heads up and says, look, if you keep focused on all the things that you're worried might go wrong, if you keep focused on all the drama you're worried might happen, and you keep thinking about it and obsessing about it, you're going to end up manifesting it. You're going to end up calling it in. So the Nine of Swords asks us to do a couple of things. It asks us to come into a place of faith, right? And so one way that can be helpful to do that is by asking ourselves, okay, what are my fears here? What are the things that I'm scared might go wrong? All right, okay, these are understandable fears to have. So what are some steps that I can take to set myself up for success? What are some steps that I can take that can keep my fears from coming true? How can I safeguard myself in that way? Now, in case my plan doesn't work and these fears happen anyway, what are some plan B, plan C, safety nets that I can roll out just in case my first attempt doesn't work out and now I need a backup plan? This will give you a sense of safety and security, right? That's the second layer of protection. Third layer of protection is you're going to take this up with God, universe, higher power, and just say, okay, here are all the things that I'm scared might go wrong. Here's everything that I'm doing to keep it from happening. If there's anything I'm missing, anything in my power that hasn't occurred to me yet, help me to see, help me to realize it, and direct me to take those steps. And please, if it is in the best and highest good of all involved, do not allow these fears from happening. If for some reason they must happen, thank you for helping me get through them as quickly, as effortlessly, as painlessly as possible. And then you surrender the outcome. You do the very best that you can. You hand it over to God. You hand it over to higher power. And you surrender the outcome. And that's how we can get out of the fear and the anxiety and not call more fear and anxiety into our life. Sometimes this fear and anxiety is happening because we're not sleeping enough. And there's like an element of insomnia. So know this and understand this, that you're going to need to Really, really, really make sure you're doing what you can to rest and to get enough sleep so that your emotions are balanced and you're not overly emotional and it's not clouding your judgment, it's not clouding your thinking. You might need to get a little bit more sleep. The Nine of Swords also can sometimes be headaches and migraines. So we talked about the negative ego, we talked about this roller coaster, we talked about this mind over matter. And so some of you are going through a really significant crown chakra clearing. And a part of this crown chakra might result in headaches or migraines. So be gentle with yourself. Take, precautions. Make sure you're drinking plenty of water. Make sure that you're not pushing yourself too hard and you're giving yourself time to rest, to recover, and to release and process and move this energy. One little helpful trick I'm just going to say for those of you who might be experiencing migraines or really bad migraines, there was a period in my life, and looking back now, I do realize I was going through a massive, massive crown chakra clearing. But I was having wicked migraines. Oh my goodness, the worst migraines. And they would hit me while I was at work. And they'd be so bad that I could not see. I was so sensitive to light. I couldn't see. My head would be hurting so bad. And I couldn't walk. I couldn't move. I couldn't get up from my cubicle and go to my car to go home. I couldn't drive. They were horrendous migraines. And one of my coworkers taught me that if you drink freshly made celery juice, then it'll alleviate the headache. And it helped me like within seconds. So that's still a little trick that I will do from time to time if I'm having a really bad migraine. I try to have celery on hand and I'll juice it real quick and I'll drink it. It has to be fresh though, like freshly made celery juice. Did wonders for me. And so I just want to pass that on in case some of you are having these horrendous migraines where the headache medicine isn't working or it's just not going away. Hopefully that little celery juice trick might work for you as well. But I found it to be very helpful. Just be gentle with yourself, as I said. Don't push yourself too hard. And know that you're going through a massive shift here. A massive shift. And I feel some of you may even be feeling anxiety because as a part of this shift, as you're going out into the unknown and you're embracing and you're aligning with protectors and loyal people, the negative ego may be telling you they're not going to like me. They don't like me. I'm not good enough. They think I'm weird. It could be just purely negative ego, even though you may be finding yourself stepping into a new circle or people who are ready to embrace you and celebrate you, and you're just still feeling like, no, I'm the worst. And, there could be negative ego in this way as well. You may want to check out your moon sign, your rising sign, Libra. Some weeks your moon sign or rising sign might resonate more. I do have a link in the description of the video that will take you to the weekly forecasts so you can see your other placement videos. I also have a link in the description of the video that will take you to love and romance readings for July if you haven't checked those out yet. And there's also a link in the description that will take you to my scheduling page, to calendly.com/amethystangellite, and you can schedule a private reading with me there. For those of you who don't know, every single day on this channel I post a daily message as well. A lot of people have found it helpful to start off their day with a positive message. So if you feel that might be beneficial for you, make sure to check those out as well. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. I hope you all have a fabulous week ahead and hope to see you in the daily messages as well. Thanks, Libra. Take care, my darlings. Bye.